quietness and silence. To be quiet is to have less talk, but being comfortable. Silence, on the other hand, is a deliberate action of not speaking. And the reason I'm bringing this up today is because while I was reading my Bible this morning, those two words came into my head. And when words come into my head as I'm reading, a lot of times I understand that it is something that I need to contemplate and look at within myself, because normally there's some sort of lesson in those words, and today was no different. And what I'm mainly going to speak about is silence, because what I really wasn't aware of growing up, but my grandmother and my dad used to use silence as a punishment, and it was a very powerful form of punishment because it made me reflect on the actions I had taken and how I may have disrespected them, which in turn instilled in me guilt and shame. So it worked a lot better a lot of times than any of the spankings or beatings that I got, because I could not stand to have either my grandmother or my daddy not speaking to me. It tore me up because I am and was very sensitive. With that being said, as I have grown into an adult, because I am very empathic and sensitive, I am not one to really engage in conflict. And if I can avoid it, I do. But I've also learned that in order to not have conflict, that you have to have clear boundaries of what you will and will not put up with, and that you can handle everything with love and grace without getting angered. See, I used to stuff it down until I got angry, and then I would confront the issue, which was not right on my part. But on the other hand, in the relationships that I had been in, it wasn't right for the other person to give me what you call the silent treatment. And that was their way of avoiding having legitimate discussions and conversations. They were just using silence as a punishment to get me to let the problems go, and as a form of manipulation. And because I had internalized guilt and shame that had carried up into my adulthood, I allowed that and allowed the manipulation of what I didn't know at the time was emotional abuse. Because if someone gives you the silent treatment just because they don't want to engage or resolve an issue, it is a form of manipulation. So, I just wanted to share what came up for me with that today, and I hope that it helps you. I'm going to read 2 verses and then I'm going to leave you alone. And the first one is Ecclesiastes 3:7. A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet, a time to speak. See, there are times for both. You just have to use them appropriately. Then, Romans 15:1. We who are strong must be considerate of those who are sensitive about things like this. So there needs to be mutual respect and concern for others and understanding of where someone is coming from. And we really should pay attention to the way we use our silence. Is it in a good way where we're not harming someone, or is our silence causing harm? I'm going to leave you with that one, but I want you to know that you are important. You are worthy. You are enough. You are loved. And if no one else has told you today, I love you.